day's biggest news stories from a Vegas perspective. This is the Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro.
All right, welcome back. Rolling out hour number 3. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Chris Wynn in studio as well. Oh, yeah, we're going to have some fun this segment. I promise you that. We'll get to the biggest sports stories of the weekend, and we'll talk a little football as well. And, gosh, the World Series tomorrow, Game 1, so we'll get to that. But the beautiful young lady we have in studio with us right now, her name is Mariah Mallad, and I hope I didn't totally screw up your name. But she is a professional cosplayer. And I didn't know what a cosplayer was, and I do now. But can you explain to our audience what exactly a cosplayer is?
So a cosplayer is like someone who does costume modeling and brings characters to life for either like anime, gaming, or comic book culture. And they go to like Comic-Con, they go dress up, they go have fun, they go do gatherings, and you can even go in like professional mode, and people get paid to go to these conventions to dress up.
Just to dress up in weird costumes. Yeah. Okay. So you have 600 followers on Instagram. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right. 600,000
600. Did I say 600?
You said 600 followers.
You see, I misspoke, just like you misspoke last hour, but I'm not going to flip you off.
I have nobody follow me on Instagram, and I have over 600.
All right. But a lot of what you do is sexual, is it not? A lot of men.
Yeah.
Okay, so the majority of your job is you dress up in these I don't want to use the term weird but you dress up in a bunch of exotic costumes, and men have fetishes where they want to see you in. Okay, so give me an understanding of some of these weird outfits that some of these people want you to wear that gets them sexually aroused.
Remember when you were younger and you watched like Roger Rabbit and you saw Jessica Rabbit?
Yeah.
Remember the sexual fantasies that you had with that, or like Lola Bunny, or like any of these characters that like you like had an attraction to when you were younger, and now that you're older, it's like you get to see that and like in the fantasy that you want to see it.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Let's just say I have a fetish for Ocasio-Cortez. I was going to say Hillary Clinton, but that would be a lie. Because I do. I like Ocasio. I think she's very attractive. Let's just say I wanted you to wear a costume that looks exactly like Ocasio-Cortez, and I wanted to have, I don't know, let's just call it what it is. I wanted to have sex with you while you wear the costume. How much would that cost me?
Oh, I don't do stuff like that. So like what I do is I do like photo sets, and I sell those photo sets online. So what you're talking about is like prostitution.
You don't do that.
No.
So hold on. So you're telling me that if I went up to you and I said, listen, Mariah, I'm going to give you $100,000. I just want 15 minutes with you in the bedroom, and I want you to dress up as Ocasio-Cortez. You're telling me you wouldn't do it?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I make too much money doing my photo shoots.
So how much money do you make on an average photo shoot?
Well, it's more like per month. I make somewhere around like $20,000 to like $40,000 a month.
20 to 40,000 a month,
Yeah.
just for men that are horny, that have weird fetishes. I'm sorry, I keep saying weird.
No, it's okay.
To me, it's a little strange.
Of course,
that's all.
It's not what
Call
you're
me
used
crazy.
to.
I just open up a Playboy. I just like to see women naked. I don't need them in all these. Listen, when a woman dresses very sexy,
Brian, this is next level. This is advanced.
I know
this is highbrow. It's
big brain.
It's clearly above.
Are
your
you into
grade.
this stuff, JD? Are you? Be honest. You are into this stuff, aren't you?
You like a little Lola Bunny?
I am not into this stuff, but I can see why people would be.
Okay, but listen, if someone's in like a two-piece bathing suit, right, or a really sexy dress, or even sexy business attire, that's good enough for me. And I'm just trying to understand these men out there. Like, what's the weirdest request that you'll get?
Ooh, so many. I get like...
Give me a few.
Like this month, I got like people are like, can you just drench yourself in blood? I was
so men get aroused watching you drench yourself in blood.
Yeah, for photo shoots. It's like it's just like you got to hit on all their fetishes.
So I don't understand. So you get fake blood, obviously.
Yeah, no, I just slice people's chickens open.
Well, stay away from my chicken. But but seriously, like you have people. Okay, so that's one request. You have somebody that wants you to douse yourself with fake blood, and somehow they get aroused by that. That's their Viagra pill.
Yep.
Give me something else. Like, give me another weird
Oh, my
story.
gosh. They really like feet. I
don't understand the foot fetish
Neither
stuff.
do I, but I'm like all about it. If you want to pay me money to show you my feet, I'm okay with that.
When's the first time that when did you decide to even get into this business? How long have you been doing it for?
Gosh, maybe like 4 years now. So, like, I was doing like lacrosse at UNLV, and then...
So you went to UNLV.
Yeah.
You played lacrosse. Okay.
I was a goalie there, and then
You were? Okay.
Yeah,
So
it
you're
was
quite
pretty-
the athlete.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes. And then I realized that.
Can you
hey,
dress up in a lacrosse outfit, goaltender, for me right now?
I wish. I threw everything away. But I just went into it because I met like a really good friend, and they introduced me to everything, and I was like, oh, like I love this stuff. Like I can do this.
Hey,
like,
you could just get these weird requests from all these horny guys with
well,
money, and you could make a lot of money.
It didn't even like start like that. It just started out me doing the costumes, and then people were like, "We want to do this," and then like there was dollar signs being thrown, and I was like, "Sure." Like I don't do any nude. I just do like gravure or like implied nude, where it's like I don't show anything.
So you've been doing this for 4 years.
Yeah.
Have you made over $1 million doing
Yeah.
this? You're a millionaire.
Yeah. Well, I've made over $1 million, but I wouldn't. But you have to remember, like a lot of the money goes back into my work and travel and stuff like that.
That's
So I
incredible.
can imagine, though, this is popular in the United States.
By the way,
Big
excuse-
time.
Oh, it's
Chris's
even more
voice-
popular
what
in
other
Japan.
countries have
Chris's,
you been able to,
Chris's
hit?
voice sounds like a
Check out?
frog. Excuse his voice today.
It's
In
actually
Japan,
gotten-
I ran full
It's
head of
gotten
steam into
noticeably
a
worse.
karaoke parlor
Yeah.
yesterday. So
Go ahead, Chris.
But I can imagine it's wildly popular. You've been a jet setter, I'm sure,
Oh,
and
yeah.
traveled around the world doing this.
Yeah, I'm literally about to head to Japan in like a couple days to go
Oh, really?
do work there.
Do you find that of all the countries out there, the Japanese people have the most crazy fetishes of anybody in the world? Because
Well, I think yes, because they're so sexually like oppressed. Like they just don't
Right.
like they don't ever get it out. Like and it's very like they don't even like talk to each other anymore. It's like very hard. There's like a lot of documentaries on how like the population is decreasing because of it. So a lot of the men get their sexual desires out through hentais, sex stores, like toys and stuff like that.
Okay, so let's start from square one here. Let's just say you get a request and somebody's willing to pay you, I don't know how much, maybe $5,000 for a photo shoot. I don't know what's the average amount of money you'd make for one photo shoot.
Around there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so somebody's willing to pay you, some guy in Alabama. I don't know why I chose Alabama, but some guy's willing to pay you $5,000. They want to see you drenched in blood, and they want you to do a photo shoot. How does this transaction work? How do they pay you? Where's the photo shoot happen? Do you do it from your house? How do they see it? Are they the only people that see it?
So what we'll do is I do this website via called Patreon, and then you go into like certain tiers, and depending on the tier is what you'll get, like certain things. So like there's like a $5 tier, 10, 20, 25, 30s, and then it builds up to like 500. So 500 is like a personal request where you get like a certain amount of photos. And then
When you say photos, is it just like through online?
yeah, like
It's not like you're
it's-
getting text messages.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
You get like a file, like a
Okay.
like HD photo downloads.
So it's
and
not like I'll be
everything.
hanging out with my girlfriend or something. All of a
No.
sudden I get this text message of a photo of a girl that's got blood. And my girlfriend's like, what the hell is that? It's like, oh, honey, it's okay. I paid for that. It cost me $5,000.
Obviously, you work with really, really good photographers as well.
Oh
right?
yeah. Like all around, like
High quality images, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
But what's amazing to me, and again, this is just me.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody's different. I try to understand that. But with that being said, you're not naked.
Oh,
And you ask the majority of men, they probably want to, if they're attracted to a woman, they probably want to see her naked after a certain amount of time,
yeah.
right?
I mean,
Like,
it's the art of the tease.
yeah, well, I get that, but there's got to be gold at the end of the rainbow, you would think, no?
No, in a sense, yeah. I mean, but you definitely have to keep spicing things up to make it different. And I mean,
You
I would
never take your top off or anything. What? I mean, guys, help me out. Am I wrong? You guys are looking at me like I'm
Hey.
crazy.
I'm
crazy.
just curious about the whole line of work and how this all proceeds.
Yeah,
and
it's a
the
growing work.
beginning to end, and then and the kind of people that you end up dealing with. That's what I'm interested
So
in.
you say implied nude. So when I'm thinking implied nudes, I'm thinking so you're drenched in blood and you've got someone wants human hands covering your breasts and another one covering your nether regions. Would you do that?
yeah, that's what I do. Like it's
Okay,
like
okay.
hiding. You never show any like
right,
fun-
right. So
yeah.
they're covered by
Yeah,
various
if
things.
it's always covered.
and it's all within the theme.
Yeah.
Nether regions. I've never heard anybody say that on the
Nether
radio
regions.
before. I like that. I like that. That's the first time I've ever
I
heard
read
that.
a lot of books, Brian.
Wow. Okay. So, well, clearly I don't. So if you're just joining us, Mariah Mallad, she is a professional cosplayer. So there are a lot of couples, and I would imagine there's a lot of people all over the world that have sexual intercourse with each other and do this type of role playing in these costumes. Have you helped couples? Have you given people advice and how to do this in their own bedroom?
Yes, I would say that I've given a few friends some tips. It's hard because some of the cosplays are just very expensive, and you don't want to like put on like a $5,000 latex suit and get it ruined because of cum. So it's like there's certain things that you can wear and can't wear.
Okay, so if you had to
Well
have
stated.
if you had to have sex, if you had to, which would be a chore for the three of us in this studio right now, what would you want us to wear? I want you to start with JD.
Oh my gosh.
What would you want JD to wear? And then we'll make our way around. Chris Wynn is last because I think that's going to be the best one. But let's start with
before
JD.
you answer that, there's an episode of Entourage where Turtle and Drama get involved with a
Yes, I
woman.
remember that.
It's called
the bunny suit. Yes,
they're furries.
Yes.
So I was a big fan of that episode.
that was a funny episode.
So keep that in mind.
I remember that episode. Okay, so let's start with JD. If
Okay.
you had to have relations with JD, what do you think JD would wear? And this could help out maybe with his relation. I don't know. But
I think you could be a good Batman.
Ooh.
Batman?
I think you could pull it off. I think it'd be kind of hot.
Can you say it? I am Batman. Go ahead, do it.
I am Batman.
There you go.
So
I think
hot.
you're right. I think you nailed that. I think he would be a good
Yeah,
Batman.
he'd be a
Yes,
good
with
Batman.
with the tight leather and all that. I think JD would be an excellent Batman. I wouldn't have sex with you, JD, but I think it would work for
I
women.
can appreciate that,
Yeah, I
Brian.
would. All right, now let's do me. And don't say a rabbi because I will not dress up as a
No,
rabbi.
I was gonna
No,
say
I won't
like
do
you
that.
could do like a young Professor X.
A young Professor
Oh.
X. I think I can stroll on with that. I think I can do that. I thought you were going to say I should dress up as Donald Trump.
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to say Ant-Man myself.
Yeah,
but
I thought that's what you're going to say. All right, now we go to the lovely,
gosh.
lavish-looking Chris Wynn.
I got you. Okay,
Yes.
so you know in Stranger Things, you know the what's his name? The guy who does he plays the character in Lord of the Rings.
I'm not a big Lord of the Rings guy.
I've watched the show a few times, but I don't know that actor.
It's
you're
the
talking
cop
about,
who gets shot and like like gets eaten by those dogs.
I can see you working. I see
I'm
where
like
you're going.
I can't
here.
remember the name,
Yeah.
but like
I don't
you
know the
look
name of the character,
just
though.
like him.
I do have a little resemblance.
You do.
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sean
yes,
Astin,
yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sean Astin. Thank you,
Rudy.
Johnny. Our producer's
Rudy.
right. Our producer's right on.
You could do
Rudy.
any costume from him.
I can see that.
Or the brother in 51st Dates.
Yes.
He was really good in that. I liked his attire.
So, Mariah, is there any requests that you've received that you turned down that you said, absolutely not, I'm not going to put that on, I'm not going to wear that?
Besides
No, that's-
besides anything fully nude, obviously.
Well, yeah, we've established that. But, like, is there a costume or something, a request where you said, I don't care how much money this guy or girl gives me, I'm not doing it?
I've been asked to like cosplay Donald Trump. I've been asked to
You
like
wouldn't do that? Why
No,
not?
because
Okay,
that's-
let's explore that. Why?
I
Why
just
not?
don't feel comfortable.
just opened
'cause
up
it's-
Pandora's
Wait,
box.
hold on.
It's a box
Hold on
that
a
I
second.
don't want to be a part of.
Hold on a second.
So she's not political.
You're willing to be doused with fake blood. You're willing to, the foot fetishes, the whole 9 yards, you're willing to take all the requests. But the one request you won't do, the one request where you draw the line is you will not dress up as Donald
I got
Trump.
strong morals. What can I say?
So I would assume that's also not Ivanka or Tiffany as well.
Yeah, they
too,
don't.
right?
They don't get in there either.
Okay,
Sorry.
let's say someone wanted to pay you 10 grand where you dress up as Hillary, they dress up as Donald Trump.
Now that's a valid question.
Well, and also, have you had anybody want to actually get involved in a shoot with you?
Oh yeah, I work with male male models all the time.
What about just someone who just wants to pay you money and to be a part of the shoot?
No. I strictly work with male models.
So professionals only.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when people think of you and they don't, like me, and they don't know a lot about this industry, like I assume that maybe you have legal prostitution. I don't know. I don't know what this is.
People
You know?
people do think
so
that.
people assume that about you. But I mean, how does that make you feel? Because I mean, that's if you're not doing that sort of thing, that has to bother you a little bit. No, because I didn't know.
No, I don't.
Doesn't bother
really.
you at all.
No, the internet doesn't bother me.
But like I said, I mean, people will do strange things for money, and obviously you're not going to the level that I would. But I can tell you right now, if Donald Trump came up to me and said, Brian, I want to have sex with you for 15 minutes for $5 million, sadly, I would probably say yes. I would sell myself out. I would. I mean, he's already effing me, effing the country. Why not just let him do it to me personally? You know,
Yeah.
that's all. I mean,
exactly.
exactly.
I like that rationale, Brian.
I won't
That's
yuck
great.
on your yum. It's okay.
So we had one of the highest paid legal prostitutes in the country. Her name is Alice Little on our show, and I believe that you actually make more money than she does, and you don't have sex with anybody.
No,
That's
sex.
very, very interesting to me.
I mean, I don't want to say your job is easy, but at the same time, you enjoy it. You get to do all these put on these weird costumes and all these strange things. If somebody doused me with real blood, as long as they don't have any diseases, I would do it for $5,000. What would I care? I'd probably vomit, but I would do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, this is a pretty easy, fun job. You take pictures. You don't have to meet these. Have you ever met any of these guys?
Oh, all the time. Yeah,
You
we
do meet them. Okay.
I go to conventions and I get to meet everybody. And
So what do
like,
they say to you? Okay, so give me an example of one person that is a big fan of yours that you've probably made tens of thousands of dollars off of. How does that interaction go? How does that happen?
It's usually not even just that. It's like a lot of the time it's like a younger crowd to like not like too young. Like I would say like 18 to like 30 age, and it's a lot of people who like are into anime and stuff like that, and they enjoy not just like the work that I do, but like the content, like videos and like normal like non-sexual stuff too. So it's a very like intimate moment. Like we get to talk and like be like, it's really fun because I get to just have like a connection with them and just get to talk about who they are and why they like what I do, and it's really sweet. It's very wholesome. It is.
What's the most money you ever made in one shoot, and what was it?
Man, I like don't remember because I make good money per every shoot.
We've established that.
Yeah.
$20,000 to $40,000 a month is a pretty damn good salary.
It's pretty consistent because you have so many members of your Patreon, right? How many do you have?
Right now, like 1,500.
So the first conversation you have with your family, your parents,
Oh yeah.
and they ask you what you're doing now for work, how you making all this money, and you explain to them that you're into cosplay, and that this is what you do. You know, whether it's dousing yourself with blood or a guy that has a foot fetish or whatever the case may be. I would imagine you had to have this conversation with your family. Okay, so bring me back to that day. How does that go?
So let me give you a little back context. My parents are also Muslim.
Wait.
Yes, I'm Lebanese.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm extremely serious.
Oh, my God.
So I was like...
So they're very strict parents?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, my mom, not as much, but my dad, yes.
Very
and then,
strict.
like, the rest of my family.
Okay, so the first conversation you have with your dad, explain to me how that goes. Your dad is he's a Muslim religious man. He's very strict, right? Doesn't talk about sex very much, I would imagine.
Yeah, no.
He's the opposite.
Or at all.
Oh, yeah, literally.
Yeah. So, how religious are your parents? Does your mom wear the whole
No,
outfit,
my mom
or?
doesn't do hijab. I wouldn't say we're super religious, our family, but my outside family, I would say more so.
So fair to say that your dad has never requested you wear a hijab outfit and do a shoot?
No.
Okay, just checking on that. Okay, so I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No.
Go back to that conversation with your family. How does that go?
Well, I just talked to my mom and dad, like, hey, like, this is what I do. Like, I really like what I do. It brings me an empowerment. I love what I do. It's like I get to like help people who aren't able to sexually relieve themselves. Like it made me feel very empowered, and I am very confident in what I do. And my mom was very understanding.
First thing your dad says.
Dad was like, I don't even want to talk about this. Like, he's like, it's a dad thing, and I understand that because no dad wants to see their daughter do that.
So it's like ignorance is bliss, that type of situation.
Okay, so you've done thousands of shoots. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, around there.
You have 600,000 followers on Instagram. It's fair to say that, and I don't think this is a stretch here, maybe, perhaps millions of men, for lack of a better term, have pleasured themselves to you and your pictures. Okay?
I love that. That's amazing.
So how does that make you, that was going to ask you, how does that make you feel that somebody like a Chris Wynn will be pleasuring himself tonight to some of your pictures?
Accomplished.
That's
I
a good
did
thing,
my
right?
job. I did my job.
I'm so glad to hear you say that because so many millions of women are pleasuring themselves to me. So, and it makes me feel the same way. It makes me feel wonderful. But that is a compliment. So why do you think there are so many women out there that are offended by stuff like that? They don't want, and I shouldn't say many, but there are some women out there that are, straight shooters that don't want men looking at them in sexual ways. They're not sexual people. They don't want men, certainly not pleasuring themselves to pictures and stuff like that, because some women I talk to are uncomfortable with that. What would you say to those types of women?
Well, I mean, every woman is entitled to what they are and are not comfortable with and their boundaries. What I do does not mean the next cosplay model does or the next cosplayer or model. Like every woman has a different expectation of how they want to be treated by a man.
That's fair. Have you ever had a stalker, by the way? Have you ever had?
Oh, yeah.
So give me an example of that. I mean, I would imagine you've had men that want to know where you live, your phone number. By the way, give out your social security on the air right now. Yeah, we want your social. No, but give me. I would imagine you've had stalkers. Like explain. That's kind of scary, right? Give me a story like that.
It's just like there'll be like people that are just don't understand like social boundaries because you're dealing with a lot of people who don't talk to women all the time. So you have to be someone that can like be like, hey, this is my boundary, and you're crossing it, like whether it's like with like a much more aggressive hug or like kind of like pressing your chest a little too much or like whatnot, and you have to be like, hey, like, And then like if things escalate too much, you have to get like security involved and be like walked to and from things. It's never evolved too much just because I haven't allowed it to.
Gotcha.
So like it's just about being safe and protecting yourself as well, and being in this kind of
and see, I would argue that this is art. 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is it's relatively wholesome. You are creating you're creating photography to basically follow through or to match whoever has whatever fetish that they have. 2 questions for you. What is the most common fetish you've dealt with? And the second question is, have you had a lot of women who have asked you questions on how to become a cosplay model?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually do a lot of mentoring for a lot of other girls that are into it and want to know a bit more about it and better evolve their stances and Patreons. So like I overlook them and I'll be like, oh, you can do this here, do that, and like just kind of because I want to see all women excel and grow.
Right.
I don't want to just do well. I want everyone to do well. And I would say the most requested fetish is foot fetish for me. Yeah, people, man, those people, they love it.
Yeah, I never understood that
Just
either.
like a barefoot, nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
they love it. They just
special?
love bare feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't want to see my feet, that's for sure. Disgusting.
So we're not in the Bible Belt, right? We're not in the Midwest, where JD and I are from. We're in Vegas. So being in this town, did that kind of like help steer you towards this type of industry, given, how liberal the city is and basically how close we are to Southern California and other places that would be very receptive to this type of industry?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Vegas itself influenced me too well. I would say it was the people when I would go out of the state and go to these conventions and meet these beautiful models who were like introducing me to all this. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, I want to do this. Like, yeah. So I would say my inspiration came from across the country.
Yeah.
Mariah, I want to give you a chance because we only got about a minute here. I want to give you a chance to be able to plug your social media, your business, how people, maybe there's an 85-year-old conservative man that's listening right now that wants you to dress up as Hillary Clinton. I don't know.
Got it.
It could be possible. Give out that information. How do people follow you and how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Mariah Mallad on Instagram. And then you can go to my website, which is momokun.co, MOMOKUN.co.
It really hurts my feelings, though, Mariah, that you would not dress up in a Donald Trump outfit for me because that would absolutely be. Actually, I'm trying to think real quickly what outfit I would want you to be dressed as, and I just.
What's your sexual fantasy?
I don't know. I like cheerleaders.
There
Who
you go.
doesn't,
That's
though, right?
something.
Who doesn't?
People love cheerleaders.
Do some jumping jacks in a cheerleader outfit. I don't know if I'd pay you $5,000, but I can tell you I would definitely enjoy it, and I'd be one of those millions of people that I was talking about earlier.
It sounds like the highest tier is $500, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, she's just said she makes $20,000 to $40,000 a month, so I assumed in a day you're making more than $500.
Per person.
Yes, per person. All right. Well, Mariah, thank you so much for being here. This has been a very fun conversation and educational for me. I learned something new about what cosplay is. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks a lot,
Appreciate
Mariah.
it.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
this was a lot of fun. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, switching topics, new story, a really cool story out of a former 49ers assistant coach saving the lives of students in a school. We'll explain what exactly happened next. We'll take a quick break, be back right after this. You're listening to The Vegas Take on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDAWN.
This is The Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro.